So today we will see about the experiment on form validation in React.js by building a reusable custom hook. So form validation in React.js by build a reusable custom hook. So custom hook is a method which comprising of use state, use form. There are several set of methods. With the help of this custom hook, you perform the form validation. So initially, we will create a new project. So open a command prompt and then entering into your directory. So cd k7 k7 hyphen project. So inside that, you can create a new React project. So npx create hyphen React hyphen app. So create a React app. So name of the app, which is called as first form. So already first form was created. So user hyphen form. So user form. So create npx create React hyphen app user form. So user form is a new component, new project of React.js. So npx create hyphen React hyphen app user form. So yes, now a new project named as user form was created inside a folder d:/Kesav hyphen project. So once the process was completed, then you can type code space dot. So it automatically the entire project it will be opening code space dot. It will open in Visual Code. So please wait for a second. In case of project. So okay, it will open inside Visual Code, all the projects. I will enter into my project. So that will be called as, so please wait for a second. So entering into the new project user form. So I will type npm space start. So the project was running. In between gap, I will open my Visual Code. Yes, trust this folder. First form is not required, user form. So open the folder src. Inside that app.js. App.js. So I will remove the things. These things are not required for mine. So I will remove these set of things. Then I will create a new form. So there is a tag which is called as form. So form tag. So I will create a new form. So inside that I will input something type equal to. So you will create a email ID. So type equal to email. Then name equal to email. Then something placeholder equal to email. So I will create a input tag for email. And similar way, second tag for I will create a email ID as well as password and a username. So I will create password. So input something type equal to password. So I will create a password input component. So name equal to password. Then placeholder is also equal to password. Then next. And the third component, which is named as input something type equal to text, then name equal to something called as username, then placeholder equal to username. So now at last I will create a form submit. So input type equal to submit, then something class name for decoration, class name equal to submit. So save the file. Now open my browser window. Open my browser window. And then type localhost colon 3000. So email, password. Email, inside that the placeholder is email, then password, then username, there is a submit button. So now a new form was created, new simple form was created. For the decoration purpose, I will open the style sheet. So here there is a style sheet which is merged with, here verify the same, the style sheet which integrated with my React.js file. So I will open that style sheet. Inside that, I will add the required style. So already there is a style for app, something called as text align colon center. So I will extra add something margin for top margin. So margin hyphen top colon something 20 vertical height. So I'm giving something a margin. Then in addition to that, I will create a little style for my form tag. So form tag, I will give a style display colon flux. So it is in a flux format. Then the flux hyphen direction, flux hyphen direction in a column format. So it is specified in a column format. Then align the items colon center. Then similar way, justify the content. So justify the content which is also in center. So which is aligned everything. I have saved the file. So form tag over. Then next tag which is called as input tag. So input. So I will create something margin. Margin for each and every input was 0.5 REM space 0. So there is some little bit margin was given. Then if needed, you can give some padding spaces. So 1 REM. Then at last you can give an outline. It's not required, so outline was none. So this is what input tag was defined. At last I am giving a form class, so dot submit. So input type as submit. So I'm adding a class, so dot submit. So here I am giving border colon some 2 pixel space solid border, and then space the color as something black. Then it's important. So semicolon for first tag is enter, then cursor colon pointer. So now saves the same. Automatically it will be updated in my browser. So open the browser and verify the same. Yeah. Now a new form was designed. Everything was placed in center align, email, password, as well as username. So submit button. So there is a border for the submit button, which is in little bit bold, solid border. So entire thing was ready. Now my code was ready. Now I will open my project. So I will create a new folder. The name of the folder is something called as hooks, because this is a hook file. So hook which will be merged with my form and validate the same. So I will create a hook. So multiple hooks. So hooks, inside that I will create a new file. Name of the file was use form. So always each and every hook in front of hook file, you can add the name called as use. That's the standard representation. So use form.js. So I will create use form.js. So inside this new hook, so inside this new hook, just I will create a new function. Just I will create a new function. All of them very much familiar about the function creation procedure. I will type the same. So function use form of open curly brace and close curly brace. Yes, fine. Function use form of open curly brace and close curly brace. For shortcut representation, you can type the same like this. Use form is a function name which is equal to it's a parameters which tends to curly brace. So both are same. This representation as well as this representation are same for function creation in React.js. So I'm using this. This is a standard way. So I'm using this way, not this. So I will remove the same. So I will create a new function which return a constant. So constant use form of which tends to AMT. So a function return nothing. So return empty. Initially a function return nothing. So empty. So for using that name whenever needed. So whenever needed for use that name. So default by default export something called as default your file name use so it return empty. So you will create a empty form. So constant I think display error. Currently nothing is present. So return. So yes, return something. So constant use form of tends to empty function. So I'm returning that function. So now the function was ready. Now the function was ready. So function was ready to get the values. Function was ready to get the value. So inside the hook, it's a hook function. So normally hook function which comprising of two things, one for getting values, another one for getting errors. One for getting value, another one for getting error. So values is a state to store form values. Initially the object is empty. Values is a state which used to store form values. So initially the values are empty. Then second one, which is error, which used to store the entire errors, which used to store the entire error initially, which is also empty object. So I will create two variables inside my form function. So inside my use form function, I will create two constant variable. So here I will create two constant variable. So constant, the first variable which is called as values, comma set values, set values, which is equal to, which is taken from the function called as use state. Use state. I will press control space. Import React, comma use state from import React object. I will import the same. Now okay. So use state. So constant this values, set values, use state. Initially the function of use state, it is initially empty set. So initially this object is empty set. Similar to that, you can create constant error. So errors are stored in another set. So error ors errors. I will create a new error. So set errors, then which is also equal to use state of empty object. So I will create two variables, one for holding values, the second variable for holding errors. One for holding values, the second variable for holding errors. So now the thing was over. So next you can create a method for handling forms. So you can create a method for handling forms. So the name of the method, which is called as handle change constant, I will create a method for handling my form. So handle change. I will create a method named as handle change for handling my form, entire form. So the parameter for function name as handle change. So parameter as event. Same way. So function representation, open this, then open the curly braces. Now function was ready. So to stop the function, if any errors or any problem occur, to stop the function, you can type event dot persist of. Event dot persist of. If error occur, it can automatically handle the function. Now you can read the value let name, which is equal to, which read the value from form. So event dot target, event dot target dot name, event dot target dot name. So you can get the name. I think this is a name. Name is email. Name is email. Name is password. Name is username. Okay. Values, whatever you can enter in that. So you let name equal to event dot target dot name. Then let value equal to event dot target dot value. So all the three values are read from three values. One for email ID, second one for password, third one for username. Both the values are read via this two parameters. One is name, another one is value. Now this parameter, name and value, which is passed to my newly created function, that is called as validate. I will create the function soon. So validate of, we are passing, not validate state. I will create a function soon. So validate of, sorry, the function is not available. Okay, we will wait for a few more minutes. I will create the function. So you can use the function, something called as your function which is called as set values. You can use the function called as set values. Set values of, open curly brace. Inside that, and type name colon VAN. So name and values are mapped together. Name and values are mapped together. Whenever needed, you can add all the other values, comma, name colon value of, sorry, name is the array, which colon value of. This is also another field. So all those values are specified. So name which mapped with value. So first one, email, which mapped with email ID, something called as raja@gmail.com. Something. Second one, username equal to something ABC. Then password equal to something XYZ. So name and value. So name and value pairs are mapped using the function called as set values. So name and value map functions are. So let's see that values in a state. So this is a state mapping. So entire thing was mapped here. Now the function which return. So the function which return. So whatever values which will return from that function, then whatever errors which also return, then at last there is a method called as handle change. So function which return these set of things. Function which return these set of things. So now entire form was ready. Now the entire form was ready without the validate function. I am not writing any validate function. So here I am writing a validate function to pass this name and value. Then validate function which validate whether its email ID is true or not, valid format or not. After that, which return. Now I will save the file. The file was saved. I think there is a error. So என்ன பண்ணிருக்கோம், set of values return பண்ணிருக்கோம். அப்பனா இப்போ என்ன பண்றோம், ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு ஃபார்ம் டிசைன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அந்த ஃபார்மில் வர்ற வேல்யூவை ஒரு வேரியபிளில் கீ அண்ட் வேல்யூ பேரா மேப் பண்ணுறோம். இவ்வளோ தான் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். நல்லா யோசிச்சுடுங்க. இங்கே app.js இதில் வர்ற இமெயில் ஐடியை நான் என்டர் பண்ணுற இமெயில் ஐடி கூட மேப் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். கரெக்டா? இதில் வர்ற பாஸ்வேர்டை நான் என்டர் பண்ணுற பாஸ்வேர்டு கூட மேப் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். இதில் வர்ற யூசர் நேமை நான் என்டர் பண்ணுற யூசர் நேம் கூட மேப் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். கரெக்ட் தானே? ஸோ இப்போ என்ன பண்ணணும், இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் எங்கே கால் ஆகும் கொடுக்கல. கரெக்டா? இது உள்ள ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன்ல இருக்கேன். இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷன் நேம் ஹேண்டில் சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப். இந்த ஹேண்டில் சேஞ்ச் எப்போ ஒர்க் ஆகணும், நேமும் வேல்யூ மேட்ச் ஆகிற இடத்துல. அப்படின்னா அந்த ஹேண்டில் சேஞ்சை கால் பண்ண வேண்டிய பிளேஸ் எது, இந்த app.jsல இந்த பிளேஸ்ல ஹேண்டில் சேஞ்சுங்கிற ஈவெண்ட்டை நான் கால் பண்ணணும். கரெக்டா? அப்பனா நான் கால் பண்றேன் on change. There is an event called as on change, which is equal to open curly brace, close curly brace. Then you can type your function name as handle change. You can give a function name which is called as handle change. Okay, fine. So here I am not using use form of. So you can import this use form here. Import something use form. Okay, it's automatically imported. Then the handle change function is taken. Okay, then so handle change function which is from use form. So it's a hook call from use form. So whenever needed, 1 second, to this you can type similar to this. You can type it here. There is a method on change called as handle change. Handle change. Similar way, use on change method called as handle change. Sorry. Change. Now save the file for verification. You can check it here. On change, which will call handle change. So I will call use form. Inside that, for verification, I will print something alert of value. Yes. Now I will open my form. I will open my form. Handle change is not defined. So you can define a handle change here. So app change, you can define a handle change inside this function. You can define it. So it's already available inside use form, but you can call inside your default form design. So form inside that you can call the same. So you can call using constant. So same way, constant, something called as handle change, comma, you can pass values and errors. So which is mapped with something called as use form of semicolon. So I think it's applied, not written, it's applied here. So I will save the same. Now you can go to your form. Error hook expected function call instead no used expression. So return statement in a single line. So entire things was written in a return statement, single line. So again I have changed it like that. Now I will execute my file. My file was working. Now I have typed the same. So I have typed something A. So it can display. I can press AA. It will display each and every key change. It will process it, and the process was executed. Okay. So each and every key plus the alert message was called. So this is what the handle change was working. This is what the basic handle change was working. I hope you understand the same. So each and every handle change which worked like that. So use state, the state was mapped, and then it's working like that. So app.js just create a form, handle change. Handle change is the event which mapped with a new function called as use map. Actually, these use map functions are called as hook functions. Inside use map function, I am writing use state, one state for getting all those value, another one for displaying errors. So I am read the value, whenever I can press a key in the text box, automatically the event was called. Then the value was mapped with name and value pair. Then I will just print that value. So this is what which happened. Now I go remove the alert. Now I have removed that alert function, and I will write a new function. I will write a new function. Below that, I will write a new function, something named as constant validate. I will write a new function called as validate, which is equal to, which having a parameter, something even, that is even call, comma, name and value. So name and value pair. So I will pass the both the thing. So the function which return like this, then open a curly brace and close the curly brace. So inside that switch, I will write switch of choice, switch of name. So if the name is username, so open curly brace. Inside that case, so the variable name is username. If it's username, then my condition was, then my condition was, if something called as value, the value dot length, value dot length, which is less than or equal to something called as 8. If the username length is less than 8 or less than or equal to 8, then you can set the error. So set errors of, is a function. So inside that, I will write the function set errors for handling errors. So set errors of, open a curly brace, close the curly brace. Inside that, same way, set the values, same way, set the errors. So inside that, I will write dot dot dot, something called as errors, which map with errors, comma. Then inside that, you will type username colon single quotes, the name of the error, user name at least have 9 characters. So username have at least 9 characters. Yes, I have saved the file. So in case is less than, so if it's less than, so you can set the error. So else part, I will entering into else part. I will write into else part. If the length is greater than 8, something called as else. Set the error state is empty or remove the error state from username input. So there is no error. So remove the error state. So for that, I can create a new object, something called as let new object. I will create a new object from a function called as omit. So control space, I think that function is not available. So you can import it. Import something omit function. So always omit function, which is available in a different package. So you can import the function, import from omit, which is available from something called as Lodash. I think Lodash package is not available. So just open this terminal and stop the same. And you can install npm install Lodash. So you can install the package npm install Lodash. Lodash is a package we choose to verify the errors. So npm space I space Lodash. So package was installed. Now again I will start npm start. I will enter here. Now you can type from Lodash. This is a folder, user form. Inside that, this is a folder, node module. Inside that, all the installed packages are available. Now verify that whether Lodash was installed or not. Please verify JK. Go there. Yes. Yes, load as package was installed. Now the error was solved. So you can npm I lodash. So package was installed. Now you can use the function let new object, let new object, which is equal to, sorry, equal to is missing. Omit. Omit is a method. Inside that, you can pass the value for what's the object name? Errors. Errors, which is there is no error. So just you can pass user name. Just you can pass user name. So now here set errors of new OPJ. So there is no error. So set errors of new OPJ. So if it's less than 9 characters, so you can process the same. So now I will entering into my browser window. I will type the username. Okay, till the console was not written. So I will print something. I will press something. 1 second. I will press the enter key. Validation was done. And now I will print the error message soon. So please wait a second. So now, okay. This is what all those error was handling. This is a method for validate the event. Now I will call this function inside here. So I will call this function, yet the function was not called. So I will call this function inside my use form method. So a function was created. I will call it inside my method. So I have already called, so but it's not working. Now I have call it again. So validate of I am passing event, whatever event called. Then I will call name, comma, I will call VAL value. I will pass the entire thing. So plus a semicolon. Then save the file. Now I will open my browser and then type a username and then press submit till it's not validated. So okay, fine. Now everything was ready. Now a form was ready. So initially I will create a form and then I will write a hook called as use form of. I will create a hook called as use form of. Inside that I will create a method called as validate. So whenever the use call method which is called, whenever the use call method, use form method which is called, inside that, whenever a text box you can type something, automatically which call a method called as handle change of, then pass the key and value pair, which will verify whether the key and value pair are in a proper format or not. So wait a second. So for that, I will create a simple form. So I will create a simple form. Inside that form, so very simple form was created. Inside that form, the action was performed. Now I will set the error in a proper way. For viewing the error, I will open my app.js file. For viewing the error, I will open my app.js file. Here the error was displayed in username. So error was displayed in username. So after username, I will open a curly brace. Just I will open a curly brace and type something errors dot username. Username. Errors dot username. That was taken from my form hook. So errors dot username. And you can print something related to this, something h3 tag. So something, the error was displayed in a bold with red color or something. So if needed, you can specify the color too. So errors dot username. So if errors occur in username field, the error was displayed here. Now I will open my browser and then type something. Please verify here. Username at least have 9 character. I will type. As 9 character, the error was closed. So now, just design a form, the form which mapped with the use form class, use form hook. Inside use form hook, I will write the event. Inside use form hook, I will write the event. The event named as handle change of. Inside handle change, I will set the state as well as set the use state for values as well as errors. Whenever I type the activity, it displaying the error message at the bottom, you have at least 9 character. If it's reached 9 character, the error was stopped. If it's reached 9 character, the entire error was stopped. So similar to this, I will write the activity for my password. Similar to this, I will write a validation for my password as well as email ID. So I will write a password first. So something I will enter in here. So I will enter into use form. So I will create a new case. So else what was completed, I will create a new case. For case something password. If it's password colon, so you can write a format if of which is not in the format of regular expression. So new something regular expression of, so regular expression in the form of, so password in the format of something, you can give your own format. So backslash, so cap symbol in the sense repeated. So open a parenthesis, inside that at least which have a 1 character, so question mark, then equal to dot, then which replicate all those character of A to capital Z. So it replicate all those character of A to capital Z. Close the parenthesis. Then again you can type the same. So question mark, then equal to dot star, question mark equal to dot star, then open square bracket of small a to Z. So then next, so next I will perform the same again. So open a parenthesis and then type question mark equal to dot, then star, star, then a question mark. I think question mark was missing here. So question mark here also there is a question mark. One or many. So something called the 0 to 9. Then dot, which at least have 8 character. So 8 comma dollar slash, close the parenthesis, then dot test of value. If it's true, so if the expression is in the format, then you can set errors, any error in the format, slash second set was completed, no error. Third set, I think I'm missing bracket here. Okay, set value. Okay, so the regular expression, so set errors. So I will print the errors. So set errors of, open parenthesis, open a curly brace. Inside that, you can type dot errors, comma, you can type similar way password, then colon single quotes, password should contain password should contain at least 8 characters, including uppercase, comma, lowercase, comma, and number. So this is the format. So L spot, same way. L spot, I will copy L spot from here. Both the same thing. L spot is same. So I will copy paste creating object, but this is was password. Now save the file. I will go to my HTML file app.js, similar to this, copy and paste it inside password too. So user.password, errors.password, and here also errors.affword. Save. Now I will open my browser and then type my password. So yes, so username was at least 9 characters. Now it's good. Password. At least having a capital letter and small letter and a number.